The worst injury I've ever had in my life. I stepped on a nail. I worked at a haunted house in Oxnard, and we were just like cleaning shit up. And I step into this room, and I go.
Oh God!
It was, dude. I lift up my foot, and there was a plank of wood stuck to my foot, and I was like, "Oh my God, this! I don't feel pain, so this can't be bad. Maybe it just went through the rubber part." I pull it out, the most excruciating pain I've ever felt, and the nail is like that fucking long.
Well, because it's one. It probably wasn't one of the just like the straight nails. It was probably one of the curvy nails.
No, it was a straight nail, but it was rusty as fuck and really gross. And so,
like that
but check this shit out. So I was like, oh my God, I took off my sock. It was bleeding and it like sucked. I covered it up. I put on my shit or whatever. I put Neosporin on it. Next morning, I wake up. I look at my foot, completely black. The whole bottom of my foot, black. I was like, that's not good or right at all. My parents freaked the fuck out. We go to the doctor. They're like, yeah, you're going to need a tetanus shot because that's probably like tetanus or whatever. So I was like, holy shit. So
you're like, that's the day I lost my foot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you pop it off. I accidentally destroyed my a high school buddy of mine because I didn't know that like it's normal for a guy to sometimes have hair on his feet.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a very hairless person. And I made a reference. I was like, dude, you're like a fucking hobbit.
Oh, yeah.
Just offhand. And apparently that shit stuck with him. And I talked to his like long-term girlfriend, and she was like, ever since you said that, he waxes his feet.
Really?
Made a guy wax his feet for
Right,
life.
and I was like, whoa.
Dude, I would probably...
I know, I think that was the moment I realized, the power words had.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. Just offhand?
You gave that guy a complex just by making a joke.
He watches you on YouTube. He's like,
he's the man that ruined my life. I have to wax my feet now.
Do you remember the night where there were a bunch of guys that came in who nobody knew, who then ended up whipping out a butterfly knife, and then... Do you know Josias Porter?
No.
I shouldn't be using the real names.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't remember if you were there in the background, but there was this memory. Somebody came into one drunken party and was like, hey man, I found a bunch of Asian porno VHS tapes in the dumpster out back. And they came in with all these Asian pornos in their hand, and they started passing them out to people. And
I wish I was there.
I got like
door prizes, Asian pornos for everybody.
I got like 3 of them. I was like,
that's the best party swag I've ever heard of.
And so then 3 random people walked into this party who like were just party hopping house to house, and I'm like hammered, like sort of teetering on my feet, holding these like
your dumpster porn,
hardcore dumpster
porn,
Asian dumpster porn.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds better than it was.
Right.
And so this guy was like, "Hey man, like, why holding all those Asian pornos in your hands?" And I'm like, I don't know. Someone handed them to me. I'm just like. I just was on the positive end of this, and
he was like,
and he's like, yo. Well, I guess their goal was to come in and start a fight, and so he used me as his in, and he was like, yo, man, like, I'm like Catholic, and like I don't appreciate that. Like, that's fucked up.
Oh, I hate it.
That's
I hate it so much. I hate it.
And so then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, man. Like, I didn't even watch him yet. And then before I know it, he's like, we're gonna do this, like.
Open the packages?
I would have been like, wait a minute, what kind of Catholic wants to stab me with a butterfly knife?
I was definitely not at this point.
Okay, well...
I was not. But this is great. Continue.
He just used this as a way to stir shit up. Right. And so then, suddenly, this guy, Josias, who also went to our school, who was on the baseball team, comes in, and he flies, and I have this image of him like a superhero with a frying pan, and he smacks him. He cold cocks him on the side of the head with a frying pan, the guy who's got the butterfly knife out. And then for the next, like, 2 years in their house was this, like, trophy frying pan which had a big dent in it from the side of his head.
This is a cartoon. It